Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here. I'm compelled to take this moment in time to address you, the American people. And I want to draw to your attention, for those of you who might not be paying attention, that there is something very tragic that's going on within the American society. There's a group of people who have always benefited from the systems that exist within the United States of America. They have always, and they've championed those who benefit. This was the American way. And there are those who have always suffered as a result or suffered by design. Either way, suffered nevertheless. Well, there's no issue about that. That's a fact. Now, most of us, those who have suffered and those who are benefiting from the suffering, were born into the situation that we are in. We have been taught this, and we have not been taught anything about changing things. And so we've just been living, those of us who have been on the left out, hoping that something would happen. And so over 400 or more years we have hoped, and it hasn't happened. And as we can witness what's happening in the American society today, how awful some of the citizens are, the extremes that they will go to make sure that they can maintain power, as important as power is. But I cannot understand for the life of me why they would want to have power when the people are suffering. What's their justification? And what is the justification for any people to empower them to go forward and speak in their name? They only could do it because of a lack of information. And I say that because it's a better way of saying it rather than saying ignorant. And people being taken advantage of in these particular situations. And so what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, what they're doing in Georgia, what they're doing everywhere all across this country, and what they were doing in Washington on the 6th, it's all about trying to mess over people. It's all about trying to abuse people, trying to exploit the benefits of the earth that came from a power we can't see, can't touch, that was given to all of us as human beings. They want to continue to exploit it. Even though most of us, the masses of us, now are people who have been left out. We're rising up because we have been left out. And the few, only the few, have amassed so much till now that left out is spread it so much that it's including a whole bunch of us. And they still want to hold on to power by changing all of the rules and expect us to sit back and follow the rules. When we just saw the President of the United States walk on every last one of those rules, had no respect for those rules. Not only did he have no respect for the rules, he went out and started, to a certain degree, participation in an insurrection. And still, half of the nation say, this is what we want. When they were offered something different, they rejected it because of propaganda, because of slave mentality. And I'm talking about all the people. But what I want to say to all of the people, according to what has been designed for you to have by your powerful God that loves you so much, the systems of the world in which we have been born into have exploited that and us. And we have to be bold and stand up for what is right. I suggest that we stand up for what is right rather than just standing up for something that's different, something that's a little bit more tasteful than what we have been having. No, I propose that we stand up for what is right. And what is right? Right is when the action that is taken, each and every last one of us can say, that is a gift from our God. Or more specifically, that is a gift from my God. Mine meaning each of you. Every decision that is made in regards to you, the people, relative to your living and growing and prospering in this life, represents every last one of you being benefited from the love of your God. But now, that wouldn't be tolerated. So what are you willing to do? To what extent are you willing to stand up for that? I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, you had nothing to fear. You might not have the big wherewithal, the stuff that every last one of you are afraid of. You might not have the big guns, and you might not have the grenades, and you might not have the armaments, the big trucks and the bombs and drones. You might not have any of that. But the Lord God Almighty has already given you the key of how to bring kingdoms to their knees. In other words, there is none on the earth that is more powerful than you. Those of you who have been left out of the blessing. Together, there is nothing more powerful than you. No gun, no politic, no anything. You got the power. You say to move mountains, of course, to move mountains. So you don't have to worry about that. But in order to be able to exercise and having the wherewithal to execute, that's the key. That is the key. Now, this mission is not to cause anybody any pain or suffering. No one. What this is about is to free all of the people from the bondage of systems of government that are exploiting them, that are benefiting and rewarding a few while the rest suffer. Your God didn't intend for that to happen to you. And I want you to know your God does not like it, but allows it because you put up with it. You have to stand up for what is right. You cannot stand up for what is wrong. And what is wrong? When you start talking about your kind, when you start talking about, like they did a few days ago, Asian hatred. Now they were talking about black hatred, and then they started talking about Asian hatred. Now what is that? Hatred is hatred. But why have Asians focusing on the Asians and blacks focusing on the black when you should have Asians and blacks and whites and everybody else focusing on hate? Well, when you do stuff like that, you come up with a solution. So it's better to keep you divided. So ladies and gentlemen, here again, everything that takes place where you fall short is an effort of Satan. It's an effort of man abusing and trying to abuse you everywhere. Because there should be nowhere. It has been made clear, the master plan that will give you your peace, your prosperity, your freedom, your joy of life, and your fulfillment of your dreams for every human being on the face of the earth. I can stand before you and guarantee that. And the guarantee is that everybody that benefits from it, participate in it. Put your hands to the plow, doing that which you have been given to do, your greatest joy. I guarantee you there won't be enough room to contain all of the stuff that you will cause a manifestation thereof. And it'll just flow all over these borders. Now, why should we be worried about some political party? Why should we be worried about something that is fake, that is keeping us down? Why should we be worried about something like that? I propose we just forget about all of that and start doing the right thing. Yes, the right thing. I think I better go to bed now. Good night.